Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Anything and Nothing. This is Tamara
and Michelle,
and we're super excited to welcome back everybody that watched our first show and for all the newbies that are joining now. I'll kick things off to Michelle to talk about this lovely drink that she made.
So our drink this week is going to be the Bourbon Smash. If you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, you'll see the how I made it. Ignore the process. It wasn't a lot. We had to add a little bit more bourbon. But it's basically bourbon, simple syrup, lemon, and mint leaves. So let's cheers.
Cheers to the second episode.
Yes.
Let's see. It's a lot sweeter than my martini from last week.
It is.
Yeah.
But I taste the bourbon.
Yeah, you can taste the bourbon. We also added a lot of extra bourbon too, so there's that.
We did. So the ingredients on there you might have to tweak based on your
your preference of like
palate,
how strong you like
your alcohol palate.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Also, don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button.
It helps. Cool. All right, so hopefully you guys are drinking because we're posting the drink beforehand so you can drink with us while you watch. All right, moving on to my favorite part of the show, which is TV. So it's our weekly TV chat. We'll be talking about Married at First Sight because it is just a clusterfuck and it continues to be. But before that, we're gonna like slowly bury 1,000 Pound Sisters because I just can't keep up.
So Tamara tapped out of 1,000 Pound Sisters season 2.
Tapped out.
I like 1,000 Pound Sisters, but as I mentioned in the last episode, I'm obsessed with 600 Pound Life. So 1,000 Pound Sisters is just the comedy version of that, and I love it, and I'm gonna keep watching it, and maybe I'll just post on our social media about.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys
Instagram,
are interested in it,
about 1,000 Pound Sisters, I love it.
If people are interested in it, I will force myself to watch it. I was just telling Michelle, I think it's very like frat boy humor, which I'm not really into. So like somebody like stuffing their face with food doesn't really like make me laugh.
That didn't happen. So
they do like cheese whiz and stuff and like hey.
So that's like on their show, but
that's what the show is about them.
No, I mean because they have a YouTube channel as well. That was the last 2 episodes that I watched. This episode 2 and 3, they were eating like ramen with cookies. And
exactly, like, it's disgusting. It's what frat boys would do. Like I don't.
And Tammy and Amy and the brother took a ride to Atlanta and they all farted. But they told a really funny story about how when they were kids, they remember farting so bad that their mom had to throw up out the window.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's really disgusting.
Because that was hilarious to me. But anyway, moving on
to a much better show. Yeah. So Married at First Sight. It premieres tonight. Hopefully you're watching this before. So we're gonna mainly talk about last week's episode, which was the honeymoon episode. I don't know if the honeymoon episode made you reconsider your favorite couple.
No.
Okay, so you still are rocking with Vincent and
Vincent Bree are still my number 1.
I loved them playing footsie like on the beach. It was just they're the cutest thing ever.
They are. They're great.
And I love that they consummated the marriage and he just said like, oh, it was a vibe, and I felt like everything was right. And the one thing that he said to the experts that he wanted somebody that believed in him and that like stood behind him. And I think her being there for him so early on, like not even really knowing him, but like showing sympathy and whatever, when his grandmother was sick, I think that like locked the deal for him, and he was like, she might be the one. So I was very touched by it, and like, oh, and
I know.
oh, and oh.
I know. They're great.
Cute. They're
great. I have no complaints about them. I think they look great together. Like she said, I think her being there for him was great. I like that even though at the wedding, they complained about how she, well, not complained, but they kept saying how bossy she was, and we haven't seen any of that. It's like, great.
They're great. So we
love
really
them.
don't have...
Number one. I love them.
I'm happy that they're on this show, but like, they just seem like it's going to be very easy flowing, so they're not going to be like the subject. So we're going to move on from them because they're happy, and I'm very happy. I think the both of us are very happy for them, but I'm okay moving on from them. Next. So let's see, Jacob and Haley. We've got a little cheat sheet over there. Jacob, Haley. So I was hopeful with this episode because I felt like he got a kiss after dinner, but then I saw the next episode and she basically sneaks away and doesn't tell him, and so now he feels like she doesn't like him, which might be the case, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm hopeful for them. I said last week I was hopeful for them, and I don't know if I'm hopeful for them anymore.
So
this is really good,
I'm
by
a little...
the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's just really sweet and good. I don't treat myself to sweet drinks.
See?
Yeah, we should have like a picture
starts
of
with
this.
a complaint, and then I get a compliment. I love it.
Oh yeah, I love to complain. It's like my number one hobby.
Jacob and Haley. So I'm forgetful. I forget things real quick, but we have to talk about our shows right after I watch it because I'll forget everything.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the preview for next week was about. So I didn't even see them complaining. But
or
whatever
she doesn't complain. He basically is like, you said that you like were hanging out with the girls, and he found out that she didn't hang out with the girls, and she just did her own solo thing. Well, and I think that was because she just needed time away from him, which isn't a good sign. It's your honeymoon. Granted, they just met.
But we'll see about that next week. As far as what I saw, I think that I am more hopeful for them together.
Okay, that's good.
Because she seemed like she was interacting with him more. They were kind of vibing. I love the I am really interested in this whole dinner in the aquarium thing.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That seemed
pretty
cool.
dope.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah. When you go to Vegas, or you think there's something around here?
Aquarium in Baltimore.
Oh, that's true. You think they do dinner there?
I don't know. That's why I'm gonna Google it.
That'd be a nice like date night.
Right.
Okay. Research it, and then we'll tell you guys about it next week
because that's closer to us. But yeah, I thought that was cute. I think they seem like a good vibe.
He did say that he was thankful.
And he seemed more. He seemed less awkward.
Yeah. And I think I was like just looking at my notes because I was taking notes while I was watching. I made a note that like he said he was thankful to have met her, which I think was a really great sign. So I feel like he's all in, and I just need her to get there. And hopefully she will. Like hopefully she turns into like Jamie from season 1, where she wasn't really feeling Doug because Doug was, I mean, she came down the aisle and he's like sweating, and it was a lie. Like I can understand why she was like, let's not.
What day?
Day
is
3.
Day 3. So
yeah. It's still early.
It's early.
But then it's like you compare to like Vincent and Bree, or like,
but you can't.
Like Virginia and
Paige
Eric.
mentioned that when they all got together, it was a good point, not necessarily for them.
Yeah.
But good point. You can't compare yourself to anybody else because you don't know. Everybody's different.
That's true. Okay, so there's hope for Jacob and Haley.
I think right now I'm hopeful for Jacob
you weren't
and Haley.
hopeful
I
for
was
them
not
last week.
hopeful for they were my least favorite couple.
Okay.
Outside of Chris and Paige, obviously. But I'm more hopeful for them.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
What about my fave, Eric and Virginia?
So I thought they were really cute this week.
They're very touchy-feely, which I like.
Very touchy. They seem very into each other. When the whole group got together, I was surprised that they didn't consummate marriage. I
know, they came late to like, because at the very end they had like, they all came together and they were super late, so I was like, oh, did they get it in after the pool?
Right.
But she also said she takes a long time to get ready.
Yeah.
So that could be it.
And he also seemed like he might have been a little buzzed. So I was like, oh, he's getting a little buzzed. Because I can tell he's not into the drinking, so he's trying to at least loosen up for the honeymoon. Yeah, and he said that. And I like that he reiterated at dinner, kind of like, you know, I think she's very worried that he's going to be away. And he's like, it's literally like 15 days out of the month. Right. But I'm still home like 3 days out of the week during the 15 days. Okay, so about that, it's funny though, because the episode before, she literally said, I like time to myself. And I would probably like being
And then
alone.
she was like complaining
And
and
then now
stressing
that they
about
spent
it.
2 more days together, I don't know how this is gonna work.
But maybe it's because she like actually likes
really into
him,
him,
and
yeah.
she's just like, oh, he is fun, and
Yeah.
I want him to be a part of my
She
life
also seemed
more.
nervous about the fact that he wants kids and that he's gonna be gone half the month.
Yeah, and she
Like,
did.
oh, so you want a baby that I don't want, and you're gonna be gone half the
Yeah.
month, so I gotta take care of the baby. I could see her little hesitation with that.
But like the
But
mom,
she's 26.
his mom also really wants grandbabies, so I was just like, hey, grandma, you want to watch the
That's
baby?
true. That's
I'm going
true.
to the bar to kick it,
That's true.
and your son's not home, so
That's true. That's
I mean they could compromise on that.
and then the big elephant with him being jealous.
yeah.
His whole conversation about
I don't know if it was jealousy. I don't know if it was jealousy.
about platonic guy friends actually has forced us to make our random topic today about whether we can have platonic guy friends or not. We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah, so it's not really that random today. Sorry.
As far as that, I thought that was. I did not like Virginia did. I did not like how he said, "I have a rule."
Well, he backpedaled and he said,
he
"I'm
did.
not telling you who you can like be friends with." But let's not go into like that combo because that's
Yeah.
going to be our random topic.
Right.
But I think
But I didn't like it.
so. I don't know.
like it at
I
all.
still love Eric. He smiles and I just get happy.
Yeah.
I think that they still are both really into each other. I think we're just going to see with them.
Still my second favorite couple though.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I think they're my first because Vincent and Bree just are too perfect, and I gotta root for something else. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like I mean, what relationship is
So-
that? Just like, oh my
I
god,
can
we're
hold,
like
I can hold
match made.
Vince and Brianna down by myself.
Yeah. Although, so like one thing, I've been watching the pre-shows, and Vincent is growing his hair back. Looks completely different. Don't like the hairline.
I'm behind on the pre-shows. I need to catch up.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I want him to get back that bald and then the beard. That's like a good
So
look
he's growing
for
the
him.
hair where? Like
On top of his head.
oh.
And it does not look good because it's not
But
like.
isn't it receding?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like one of those, it's like this thing going and then this.
Maybe that's a pandemic issue, because maybe
How-
they recorded last year.
Guys, please comment ones that, actually still grow hair on top of their head, but then decide, like, shave it for fun. Please tell us how hard it is to shave your own fucking hair. Like, I feel like it's easy.
I can't speak on it.
If
I
anything,
don't-
the pandemic, like,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you don't know. Maybe Brianna said she wanted to see what the hair looked like.
Anyways, that's why you gotta love them. It's like, it can't just be the face. So you gotta work on loving in the inside because they could just say, hey, I want to grow my hair, and it's just not a good look. So, all right, so we
Ryan.
talked Erica and Virginia.
Mhm.
They're still like my fave. I have hope for them. And I love that Eric was very like amenable to drinking with her. I love when they got to the cabana and he was
So
like, are you comfortable? Like, you need anything? She's like, I feel like alcohol's missing. And I was like, that's my girl. Bring on the booze. And she was like, I'm just not satisfied with the drink. Let's do a Vegas shot. I had to Google what a Vegas shot was.
What's that?
It was a lot of sweet stuff that I would, and it was like peach schnapps and like some like bourbon or whiskey.
Oh.
It was things that I just don't like. A
But
lot of calories.
For a non-drinker, that's the right thing to do.
I guess it just seemed like it was like a 400 calorie shot, and I'm just not down for that. I'd rather have a burger. All right, we'll move on. Clara and Ryan.
Yes.
I don't know if they're gonna make it.
Whoa. Why?
Cause Ryan, I mean, everything that she was saying, like he was just like the moving in, right? Like, okay, they're gonna move into his house.
Mhm.
And she was like, are you even ready to have somebody in your space?
Mhm.
And I just feel like he's too particular and too rigid. Like Ryan likes things clean. She's messy. I want to say order, but that's the same thing as like fucking clean. Like,
Yeah, but has Clara lived with anybody? I don't think she's lived
she
with
did.
anybody.
She said she's lived with somebody. And she
Oh,
said
so
that's
maybe-
when it went downhill.
Ooh.
So I feel like, yeah, like she said that in this past episode. Like, and
I
she
don't
goes,
know.
I think Ryan's being way too optimistic about us moving in together and how it's going to be just like really easy.
Mm.
So I don't know.
So with them, I still think that the issue is going to be religion. I think I said that last week.
Yeah.
I still think that's going to be an issue. their conversation about that as far as raising their kids. Just.
Well, it sounds like she
added
also,
to
like,
that
religion was forced on her as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, she went to Christian summer camp in college. Like,
a lot of kids, religion is kind of forced on them. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived down the street from a church and was at church all day.
But you had, like, friends in church, so it was, like, a fun thing for you.
But that's the thing. Most people do. Now, I don't know.
I didn't.
Now, her
grow up
experience
in there.
didn't happen. Well, you didn't. You also didn't go to church all the time either, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like her experience was just kind of sprinkled in. Like, if you're thrown into church life as a kid, as most, like how I was, you got Bible school, you got other kids. I mean, it's not.
That's how she grew up.
Yeah, so I don't think that she should be opposed to that. I think that as long as she's open to that, they can work. I don't. But I think Dr. Viviana has mentioned this before, in her conversations about Married at First Sight. They have these conversations about all this stuff in life, and it's like you need to concentrate on the present and just get to know each other and everything. You can't think so hard about what can happen
In the
2,
future.
3, 5, 10 years from now, because you don't know. And being with that person, you might change your mind.
Easier said than done. We do this dating.
I know.
You go in and it's like.
But that's why the experts are there.
Yeah.
They're there to tell you, all right.
They need to be in,
click.
in it earlier. I feel
kind of
like they're just kind of like
meditation, where you got that person, like, they be like,
reminding
all right,
you.
come back.
Yeah, because I think we're all guilty of it. We are thinking way too far, and it's just like, be present, be in the moment. And I don't think in our society we are in the moment.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, I'm not as hopeful for them.
Yeah.
But they were never my favorite. So there's that. I don't know that they'll work or not, but.
I mean, maybe they'll change. We both are just struggling with them, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, definitely teetering.
Yeah, that was 4 couples, right?
Mm-hmm.
We saved the worst for last, cause like, why is Chris and Paige even on the show? Like, Paige, I felt so bad for, because I'm like, girl, get some self-respect. Would you stay? Like, let me ask you that question. Would you stay?
No,
you wouldn't.
I wouldn't say she doesn't have self-respect for herself, though.
She keeps saying, like, I mean, God only gives you what you can handle. I think her throwing that kind of stuff just bothers me. Because I feel like that's something you can say, anything that happens to you. I mean, God, if God gives it, like, I'll just try to work through it. No! Like, that's ridiculous. He was sleeping with somebody while he was in the process of trying to be on Married at First Sight. So he was like, oh, her father passed away. But also, we just happened to have sex. I don't know how this devastates. He was just acting so surprised.
But also, you've seen the whole thing about them talking about he was recruited instead of applied for.
Oh, I did not know that.
Okay. So
why
on social media,
him? Ew.
Yeah, on social media, I told you also. So Pastor Cal did an interview too on social media, where he mentioned this week about how he's surprised by Chris too. Remember, I talked to you about it last week. I said, I think that he puts on a face. Yeah. And they didn't get what we're getting right now. And that Pastor Cal basically, like, co-signed on what I said. Like, that is not what he got. And they were looking for people. They have Married at First Sight is known for recruiting people. Mm-hmm. So I think that makes so much more sense that he was recruited instead of applied.
But don't act surprised when, like, I hate it when people say, I don't know how I got pregnant. Like, I don't know how she got pregnant. We're adults. You know what it takes to make a baby. Don't act surprised.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he was like, I'm surprised that she's pregnant. And then also to say, like, I've got some disturbing news. He kept saying disturbing news, which bothered the fuck out of me.
He did say disturbing news.
I'm like, it's not disturbing. It's not.
That was wrong.
You had sex with somebody without a condom.
Right.
And she got pregnant.
Right.
That's not disturbing news.
Right.
It might be a surprise to you. I don't know how, because you knew you didn't wear a condom, so you shouldn't assume she's on birth control. Yeah. I'm over him.
I'm 100%.
I don't even have. Like, I don't have words for him.
I'm over him, but
he's super dramatic.
Paige is in this to play the game.
Oh God, she bothers me.
Paige,
everybody's so simple. Like, Paige, we're behind you. So when they all got together, it was like, girl, we're with you. You are a hero. Let us know. And then he got upset because the attention wasn't on him. Nobody cared what he felt like. And so then he walks away.
Right.
And I'm just like, stop being a fucking pussy.
Right. He's just.
And then she walks away and it's like, are you okay? That's not going to be our relationship. I'm not going to be always coddling you because you want to go off in the corner because nobody's like making you feel okay about what you just put me through. She came into the situation saying she wanted to be married, saying she wanted to be a mother. She did not sign up for, oh, I happen to have a kid on the way.
So,
I'm sorry, I'm so passionate about this.
So first of all,
sorry. I know I'm acting like you're Chris.
I mean, she really is attacking me like I'm Chris. Luckily I'm not offended.
Yeah.
I
think you agree with me, yeah.
But I also am not there because I would just go, if it were me, I would just walk away.
Yeah.
Done, period. There's nothing to discuss. There's nothing to be mad about. We in day 3. I'm out. Keep recording me if you want, Married at First Sight. Record me meeting somebody else.
They could be like Brandon and that girl with the really bad wig. What's her name on DC?
Oh, yeah.
They broke up real early on.
But they kept seeing each other though.
They did keep coming back. I think they're both crazy. So there's that.
But that was your favorite.
I loved me some Brandon.
Brandon,
favorite. If you're watching, holla. I loved it. I loved him. He was slightly age appropriate, and he was in DC. I was like,
oh my God.
Okay.
I was definitely not Team Brandon.
Oh, I was so Team Brandon.
So I hope you don't find him. Please don't see this Brandon because I'm not gonna like you.
It's COVID. I'm not probably gonna meet him.
You never know.
Out and about. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Yeah, I think Paige is in this.
She really wants to
go for it, and I think she's giving 110% to the process.
150%.
Yeah,
200%.
and she's just like, you know what? I had already committed to three. What is it?
2 months.
6 weeks.
2 months. 2
So
months.
it's
8 weeks.
8 weeks. So I already committed to 2 months of giving my life to Married at First Sight. So why not just roll with it? And she already gave me the goodies. So
she did, and she told everybody twice.
Yeah, it is what it is at this point. So she probably like, I'm just wrong with it. I think it was funny though that he said something about, well, if you try to go, like, I'm gonna fight for you. You literally just 2 days ago said you weren't attracted to me.
Yeah.
And now you want to fight for me?
So that brings up a good point, because remember when they were like in the bedroom and she was like packing up her suitcase? This might be previews for next week. And she was like, so, I mean, if I wasn't in the picture, like, would you be considering going back with her?
Right.
And he said yes.
Of course.
Chris needs to learn not to be so
a contradiction
honest
from what he said this episode.
Yeah, to Vincent. Because he goes,
I put my wife first.
Right. I think he's full of shit. And I'm over him.
You said fuck earlier.
I did. I told you, like, fuck is my favorite one. Anyways. Is there anything else about Married at First Sight that we want to talk about with the episode?
No. I mean, those are my feelings. I'm hoping, again, Vince and Bree better stay together.
I think they will. They're going to be like
Chris
the
and
Paige
Paige better not stay together. And I'm going to need a spinoff of Paige, period.
She needs a redo.
And I don't care about anybody else in between. Good luck to you, but I don't care whether you're together.
I think Paige needs a redo.
Paige definitely needs a redo.
And I think Vincent...
She deserves it.
Yeah, Vincent and Brianna will work out. Unless, like, something crazy happens. But, like, I think they'll work out. And maybe he'll convince her to eat Chick-fil-A. Because she doesn't eat chicken. She's a pescatarian.
Why would she eat chicken?
I don't know. He said that, like...
When people give up something, they gave it up. It's done.
He said he would love to bring home Chick-fil-A for his wife, and I said, "Oh my God!"
I mean, there are other things at Chick-fil-A. They got macaroni and cheese at Chick-fil-A.
That's true, but then you have to get chicken.
She can get some fries. You do not have to get chicken. Nikia actually, shout out to Nikia, our friend Nikia. Hey, Nikia. They had a challenge on. This is so off topic, but they had a challenge on social media about. I think Zoe did it.
Okay.
They had a challenge about putting Chick-fil-A macaroni and cheese, French fries, chicken nuggets
together,
ranch sauce. I think maybe it was a Chick-fil-A sauce and something else all together, and they shook it up and ate it. And the kid tried it without the chicken nuggets. She said it was good.
I mean, I could actually see that too.
So,
Yeah.
it sounded disgusting because I don't like
I
any of my food together. So there's
sauces.
that.
I don't eat sauces when I go to Chick-fil-A. Like, I think the food is so flavored.
Wait, you eat chicken without sauce?
The chicken is so flavored that I don't need the sauce. I feel like sauce is needed.
I'm a sauce girl, so
I feel like sauce is needed when like the food's not that great or it's dry.
Lies.
You think it's like an enhancement?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no.
I love a good sauce.
I know. Yeah. Which is why these drinks are so sugary, but I love
And
them.
you love it.
I do. Slight buzz off of this.
Bourbon smash.
Bourbon smash. This is a good one. Okay, I'm going to come correct next week. Yeah, with more than 3. Oh, no, I think I have a drink in mind, and it's still 3 ingredients. I think that's
I only had 4.
You had to muddle.
I did have to muddle.
I don't want to do any of that. All right, so we're over Married at First Sight?
Yeah. Done.
All right, cool. So, random topic. Drum roll. We already told them.
Her and her.
Drum roll. All right, what's our random topic? We already talked about it.
Our random topic this week is not pick out the bowl because it was a piggyback off of what we saw on Married at First Sight.
And we both disagreed about it, so we felt like
Definitely
we needed
disagreed
to
about it.
discuss it. And I'm curious, in your comments, please let me know if you're Team Tamara or Team Michelle. Like, do like a hashtag or something. I'm really curious.
You gotta have a team, don't you?
Yeah, because I feel like one person's right and one person's wrong.
You do.
Yeah.
I mean, why we can't both be right?
Because I think that I'm right in this situation. So, would you like to give a synopsis of what we're talking?
Basically, this is about Eric and Virginia from Married at First Sight. If you watch, if you don't watch, whatever.
Cool conversation.
They were talking about how Eric has a thing about who he's with having male friends.
Mm-hmm.
And the topic came up, can men and women be platonic friends? His whole story was that, yeah, if they're, what did he say, if they're gay,
or if it's your friend's man.
or if it's your friend's man.
Or if you're a man, your friend's girl. Or if you're gay, like, whatever. Yeah, like the same sex.
But otherwise, they want to date you at some point. And that's how you became friends.
Do you agree with that statement or no?
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
And
I agree with it, and I've felt this way for years.
So
why don't you agree with it?
I don't agree with it because I have not a lot, but I have platonic male friends that I personally have never thought about being with. And to me, I don't think they ever considered being with me.
Have you asked them?
Maybe based on, why would I ask them that?
My thing is, I think that you as a woman, here's the thing, at the end of the day, the woman decides if sex is happening or not. Period, point blank. Guys are not deciding that.
Yeah.
Women are deciding that.
Yeah.
So with platonic friends, and I've said this for years, every woman, right? Look at all of your guy friends. I'm not saying all of them, but I would say 98% of them. That's how close to 100% I am. 98, 95%.
So you think 98% of your male friends want to have sex with you?
If given the opportunity. Not a relationship with me, but to have sex. And I'm not saying that as a gas up moment. I just think that guys do not become Michelle's friend to just be like, I love our conversation. I
agree with that.
Game night at your house. I think you're a cute girl.
I need you to bring your child down.
Sorry, I'm just so passionate about it. And I don't understand why you don't agree with me.
I ain't whoever you fussing with.
Okay.
But I just feel like, there are guy friends that I've met that, what about you? You're leaving out a whole other category of maybe the guy friend I met because maybe they were trying to holler at my friend. Are they trying to have sex with me too? Or maybe they, were co-workers with a friend of mine. Like some of my friends, that is how I know some of my guy friends. And maybe in that sense, they might have tried to talk to another friend. But again, they're not having sex with me. They're not trying to have sex with me. So why?
Both of those scenarios are what Eric said first. That guy dated one of your friends or was trying to date one of your friends, right? Those are kind of like...
And that's true. That's fine.
But those are the ones that it probably like they're not trying to get in your pants. So gay and somebody that was trying to holler at your friend or did holler at your friend.
He said
with your friend. But I think also like if they had been with your friend and now broken up with your friend. Right. I feel like I'm getting buzzed. Maybe that's why I'm just like so like
I know, she's so aggressive tonight.
But so those scenarios are the same thing to me. Because it's guys that have either talked to one of your friends, maybe not with them.
Well, that's true.
Or with them now.
That part I'll agree with. That part I'll agree with.
So give me a scenario where there's a guy friend that has never talked to any of your friends or tried to holler at any of your friends. Yeah. And they're not gay. You think that they would not, if you were like, kiss them, gave them any inclination that you might be down to fuck, that like, I mean, you think they'd be like, no? I think I'm winning. That's that.
She's not winning, but
no, think about it.
I don't, but that's
it's not to gas your head up, but guys guys are very physical.
To go back to the problem though,
yeah,
which was what this all stemmed from, was this married man now thinking that his new wife can't have guy friends. And that's my problem with it. I don't necessarily think that your guy friends are off limits. Now, you're married because they're platonic friends, and if they fall into not fall under the categories of gay,
yeah,
or in a relationship. So if they're not in a relationship, not gay, and never dated none of your friends, they can't be your guy friends no more. Why not? So that's my problem.
Yeah.
That is my problem with all of this. I hear what you're saying.
Thank you.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm saying is, if you've had these guy friends for 10 plus years,
nothing's popped off.
I mean, not to say that it couldn't pop off, but at the same time, for your new husband to now say that you can't be friends with somebody that you've been friends with for 10 years because you think that he could be interested in me, I can't.
So
I can't
Eric,
do it. I'm not.
He
I'm not on
backpedaled.
it.
He
I'm not
backpedaled
okay.
and said, "I'm not telling you can't have guy friends." So here's where I'm at. I think that getting into a relationship, your friends are who your friend. Like your friends are your friends, right? Like your new partner should not say, "I have a problem with you having these male friends," right? They were my friends before, they're gonna be my friends, like period. What I have an issue with is new friends.
Oh, we all agree on that.
Okay.
No new friends. I mean, if I'm dating somebody, or married to somebody, no new male friends, period.
Because it's like, what are you doing?
Why?
But again, it kind of goes back to, why are you getting male friends? Because you know that they probably want to screw you. But we're women, so I think as a woman, it's very easy for us to say they're going to be our friends because I am the one that's going to decide whether the line is crossed.
Right.
Now, what I think as women, we have to be careful about our dudes with female friends, because dudes are they obviously are friends with her because I think they want to fuck her. And it's up to her to say no.
Okay, so flip it then. If you are dating somebody that has female friends, how you feel about it?
I would have
based on how you feel.
I would have to meet them.
Okay.
And suss out the situation.
Okay.
Because you can have females that, I mean, I do think that like women control it. So
you did say that.
I do. Yeah, I think for the most part, it's kind of, I would have to suss it out. I would let them know, I am Tamara. This is my man. And we're all gonna be friends. Like, I think it's weird if, like, I don't know, my guy is hanging out with this female friend all the time. Like,
right. And you're not involved.
And I'm not involved. Like, I need to suss out the situation and really, like, see their dynamic. And see, like, because sometimes it is very, like, buddy-buddy. We are kind of brother and sister.
Right, we've been there.
But I feel like it's partly because they're buddy-buddy because she wants them to be buddy-buddy, not because he wanted them to be buddy-buddy. So that's a little scary. That's where a little trust thing comes in and stuff. Trust.
That whole thing about trust.
Yeah. So I don't know. Platonic friends is it's interesting. At the end of the day, I just feel like women have the
I had a
control.
thought, but I can't remember what I was thinking about.
It's probably because I was like
forgot.
so like,
I know.
"Arr!"
This man's so aggressive. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And my memory sucks. So
Well, I think it's these drinks.
I know it probably isn't.
I don't know if this is a good idea.
Why not?
I mean, it's good. It loosens us up a little bit, but like,
I should have probably wrote down what I was thinking because I forgot what I was.
dude, these drinks are super strong.
Yeah, but that is good.
It's really good.
That bourbon smash is good. I hope that y'all made one.
She's also going
If you
off of
didn't-
1 meal a day, and I guess I am too. We need like 2 meals. This is like
Why
late
you
night.
giving her all my information though?
Sorry,
They don't know.
I commented and said I only had 1 meal too. So, all right, I think this is good. I think like maybe we're at 30 minutes.
Probably.
My little timer went off again. We're gonna do better one day. Is there any last kind of like comments you want to say?
No, because I forgot what I was thinking about. I think that again, platonic friends are possible, and we should respect it. Platonic new friends, that's not even an option. I think.
What
that
about you meet a coworker that you just love?
But that's not your friend.
How many coworkers do you have that have become your friends?
They shouldn't be. I'm saying.
Oh, men, yeah.
New friends? No.
You do make a lot of female coworker friends. Everyone's
Yeah, you shouldn't make any new male coworker friends.
Yeah.
Friends turn into like you're hanging out and that's your friend. Like
yeah, and then that friend sees where the gaps are in your relationship, and it's like, oh, he doesn't compliment you, now I'm gonna compliment you.
Oh,
girl,
that goes
all
into
the
like the
time.
work wife, work husband situation.
Yeah,
that's different.
And when you start
I had a work
sharing
husband for a
stuff,
while.
I've never had like work husbands.
Yeah.
Because I understand they're just trying to get my pants.
I didn't think that about my work husband.
I think most men are just trying to get in their pants.
I actually talked to him about like his proposal.
Oh.
Yeah.
So y'all were kind of like platonic then. But
Yeah,
that's
because it happens.
no, but that was your decision, not his. Let's just end it there. That's your decision, not his.
We can end it there.
Yeah.
All
Cheers to, I think, a great second episode.
Yes.
We were way more fiery on this one.
Can we say her? I
bring-
was not fiery.
I
This one
bring
was
a lot of
aggressive.
energy. What can I say?
I didn't know why you was so aggressive. Like I was the main. Like
I just think that you weren't agreeing with me, so like that bothers me when people don't agree with me, as most of my friends know. Like I feel like it's my way or the highway, and I'm usually right about most things.
lies.
Well, that is, yeah. I agree with you. I'm not right about everything, but like I like to think that I'm right about everything, and then people tell me I'm not. But you have to like give me good, solid proof. Anyways, this is a long wrap up.
This is all right. Bye.
Yeah.
Second episode done. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. I guess stay tuned. Please comment. I want to
Yes.
hear, like, are you Team Tamara?
Can we drink?
Hashtag or Team Michelle. Oh, yeah. Cheers. I was going to see if you could take it to the head.
Hell no.
No? It's late night. Why not?
Oh God, we're gonna try it.
1, 2, 3.
No, 1, 2, 3.
I got more. Let's see who can finish it. Race. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys. I feel like spit just went everywhere. Bye.